Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me here today at Re-Written Vintage Homestead. Here at the homestead I have been dealing with every kind of hole you can think of. Moles, voles, ground squirrels, my birdhouse hole keeps getting invaded by sparrows. Now those underground little varmints, they can be so destructive, and they've gotten under my strawberries and have wreaked all kinds of havoc. They've uprooted some of my marigolds. They dig under there and they eat your roots. Your voles and your moles, they like to eat the little grub that's all over your yard. Now, I could get rid of those if I would get my yard sprayed, or if I would use something like diazinon all the way around my garden. But I'm trying not to harm anything else that might be helpful to nature. And I also don't want to hurt my dog, so I don't want him to get into it. So I'm trying other methods, and we'll see what works. So far, we've tried traps. So we started here at the road to here. Around here, there, and so we have a trap under here, and then it looks like it went right through it, but we're going to see if we caught anything. Oh yeah, and then if you go a little further, show them, Marshall, what'd that little booger do? Dug up some mounds in the yard. I wanted to show you guys too the trap. This is the trap that we used. I'm not going to set it because I have to use my fingers for work tomorrow. But it goes into the ground. It's spring action. These little things are like scissors, and when the mole, gopher, what have you, goes through it and sets it off, it traps them in there. No, it's not the most humane thing, but you don't have to worry about it here at Re-Written Vintage Homestead because we've never caught one using the traps. Nope, went right through that one. We've tried smoking them out. We've tried gum. Now my dad said that something that works for him is if you put a mothball in their hole, and they don't like the smell, so they'll go somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is in this hole, you have to kind of find out. Oh, it's right there. See? Goes right there. Here's my dog. Get him, Marshall. It goes from there to over here. Now, my mom says that I need to put gum in the hole. And as you see, it goes back over the other way. So what I'm hoping is that when Minnie the Mole is over here and she smells that mothball, she's going to run over here and eat that gum and get constipated, blow a bubble, and then blow up. We've tried cinnamon. They're supposed to not like the smell of that either. I suppose it's a lot like the mothballs. And I'm going whole hog here, you guys. I'm even using Amish cinnamon. So what I'm hoping is if Minnie Mouse runs away from those other ones, she's going to come down here and think that I'm baking cinnamon rolls. And she'll get a snoopful and croak. Dogs. I forgot to mention dogs. And Marshall Dillon is on chipmunk watch. We came outside and I've got even more tunnels and holes right up to my sheds. So he got extra excited and thought he would just go hunt him out. Not sure where he went. He might be around the backside. Let's go check the back. Oh, there he is. What is it, Marshall? What is it? Where is he? Sometimes it's really funny because Marshall will be over here trying to scope him out, and you'll see it run over to the other shed over here. And they play cat and mouse with each other. He smells it though. I've tried the electronic devices that you put in your yard that are supposed to bother their ears. It doesn't help because on one side of me I have a horse pasture. So they're just all over there. So they just run next door and then they run right back. So something like that doesn't help. The only thing that we have found that helps is to flood them out. And, you know, just a warning here, I am going to show some videos how we do that. And it's not the most enjoyable thing to watch, but it's the only thing we have found that works.
Goodbye.
We get the little ground squirrel out of the ground. It's rehomed elsewhere. So if you guys have any advice you could give me that won't harm my dog or won't hurt other living things that we love, let me know. But so far, the water trick is the only thing I found that has worked. So I had a good friend of mine tell me that sparrows don't like mylar, like they make balloons out of. So I bought these little tassels, and she said to put it on top of your bluebird box close to the hole, and that studies have shown, probably like the gum and cinnamon that we're trying with all of the little rodents, studies have shown that sparrows and wrens are afraid of the rustling and the mylar, the shine. But bluebirds are not. So I'm going to give it a try. So what I did was I took my box down, I washed it out really well, and we're going to move it away from the trees. The sparrows have been using the twigs from the trees that are right next to the bluebird box to build their nest. And a bluebird uses softer materials, grasses and things like that. They don't use big, long sticks from trees. So I'm going to move it away from the trees, more out in the center of the yard, so it's kind of in the field, and we'll see how I do. These holes in the bottom of the tree, and this it looks like sawdust at the bottom of your tree. That's a sign that you have carpenter ants. And carpenter ants, they don't really cause much destruction to the tree. They just kind of dig tunnels. They're not like termites. They don't eat this. This is how they've bored their way through, like a power drill. But when you have carpenter ants, that's a good sign that your tree has a problem, because carpenter ants like to go where there is some kind of fungus or disease or a rotting tree or moisture. So the reason this could be dangerous is these ants could, this tree is close enough to my house that these ants could latch onto something and move in there. Let's see. There he is. There he is. He's bringing something back. That's what they look like, friends. Going back to his little nest, but he can probably tell that it's been changed a little bit. But if they get into your house, they can cause a lot of destruction in your wood, just like termites. So this tree's going to have to go. I could call an exterminator to maybe, try to do something with these, but really, what's the point? It's a sign that the tree is infected with something and it needs to go. So, let's see. It seems like there was one other thing that I needed to wrap up with you guys. Oh! So all of this got me thinking, and we're going to end with this happy little thought. What little thing did we see today that makes holes that is most like a homesteader? It's the ant. The Bible even has a quote about how we should try to be like the ant. But the reason it's like a homesteader is because it works the majority of its life just to gather food. It forages for food and goes out and tries to find what it can. And we should be foraging too when we have a chance. Trying to find free food and things that we can barter and trade for. The ant is great about working in teams and will work in a team to get a job done. However, the ant doesn't just wait for someone else to lead the way. It goes about its business for the colony. And that's what we do too. It's diligent, it's a hard worker, and it stores its food away for upcoming months when food won't be available. So I encourage you to read more about ants. If I see the little bitty ones in my garden, they don't bother me. The red ants have to go. I can't tell you how many times I've plopped down with my hoe and started hoeing and gotten bit. But the red ants, the carpenter ants, they have to go. The other ones, let them go about their business. They're working hard. You guys, I hope you have a great week and get a lot done. It's cooler here for the next several days, and then the heat goes back up. So I'm hoping to accomplish a whole lot. And I hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July. God bless America. Thank you so much to our 4 founding fathers and our veterans and our first responders for all that they do. Have a great week.